This is Plant-Based Briefing. In-Ovo sexing does not make the egg industry humane or ethical. From Juliane Priesemeister at eggtruth.com, posted at all-creatures.org. And I'm Marian Erickson, host of this curated content plant-based podcast, where I narrate a variety of articles on healthy, compassionate, and sustainable living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And while today's episode in total is longer than that, the actual article is less than 10 minutes. It's just my rant at the end, which you can just totally skip when I'm done reading the article. And I'm pleased to have permission from allcreatures.org to share their content. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. In-Ovo sexing does not make the egg industry humane or ethical. By Juliane Priesemeister at eggtruth.com, posted at all-creatures.org. Step into the egg industry's latest buzz, In-Ovo sexing. While sensationalized as the cutting-edge technology trying to save millions of male chicks from being gassed, and a simple new technique could make your eggs more humane by major media outlets, the truth is more complex. Eliminating male chick culling doesn't make the egg industry and egg consumption humane or ethical. In the egg industry, when male chicks hatch, they're often discarded because they can't lay eggs. This practice is called male chick culling. This widespread practice has long raised ethical questions about the treatment of animals within industrial farming. Enter In-Ovo sexing, a technological invention hailed as a solution to this ethical dilemma. By allowing farmers to determine the sex of developing embryos within eggs, In-Ovo sexing ostensibly offers a way to avoid the mass culling of hatched male chicks. However, as we delve deeper into this topic, it becomes apparent that while this may address one aspect of the industry's ethical concerns, it fails to respond to the broader issues inherent in egg production. This post will explore the technologies utilized in In-Ovo sexing, its adoption and adaptation in various regions, the economic incentives driving its implementation, and the ethical dilemmas surrounding its use. We'll delve into why In-Ovo sexing does not resolve the fundamental ethical dilemma of exploiting and killing animals for eggs, and highlight the ongoing suffering of hens in the egg industry. The egg production process. The egg production process is a cycle of systematic exploitation and suffering for chickens, starting from the parent flocks and ending at the slaughterhouse. Each stage in this process is designed to maximize efficiency and profit, often at the expense of the animal's well-being. From parent flocks to hatcheries. Parent flocks, the starting point of the egg production process, consist of hens and roosters bred specifically to produce fertile eggs. These birds endure stressful conditions, often kept in confined spaces with minimal freedom. Once the eggs are laid, they are incubated for approximately 21 days until they hatch. The hatchlings are then sent to the sexing room, where they are sorted based on gender. Male chicks, deemed economically useless for egg production, are shredded alive or suffocated shortly after hatching. This brutal practice has drawn significant ethical scrutiny, prompting the industry to seek technological solutions. One such advancement is In-Ovo sexing, which attempts to address the immediate cruelty of culling male chicks by determining their sex before they hatch. Understanding In-Ovo sexing. Hailed as a pivotal advancement in the poultry industry, In-Ovo sexing empowers farmers to determine the sex of developing embryos within eggs, allowing the removal of male eggs before they hatch. Technologies used for In-Ovo sexing. Two primary methods have emerged for In-Ovo sexing, both already in commercial use. Imaging technologies such as MRI or hyperspectral imaging allow for non-invasive sex determination by peering through the eggshell. Alternatively, fluid samples from eggs can undergo analysis using PCR or mass spectrometry to detect sex chromosomes or hormones. These diverse techniques share the common goal of distinguishing between male and female embryos, thereby preventing the need to cull male chicks after they hatch. Though this has been promoted as a solution to the most publicized cruelty in the egg industry, the adoption and investment in such expensive technologies are driven primarily by profit. Financial and efficiency incentives. In-Ovo sexing provides substantial economic benefits to the egg industry. By automating the chick sexing process, this technology reduces the need for labor-intensive manual methods, minimizing associated labor costs. It streamlines production processes, increases throughput, and optimizes resource utilization by eliminating the need to hatch and cull male chicks. This results in significant cost savings on feed and incubator space. A research paper example, linked here, indicates that while there's no profit in dead male chicks, Culled eggs can be repurposed, creating potential revenue streams from the sale of these eggs for alternative purposes, such as animal feed or biogas production. Additionally, eggs from In-Ovo sexted hens command a modest premium of 1 to 3 euro cents per egg in European markets, further enhancing the economic appeal of this technology. Adoption and adaptation. In Europe, over 15% of layer hens, approximately 56.4 million, have undergone In-Ovo sexing processes. Initially driven by regulatory mandates in countries like Germany, France, and Italy, its adoption has expanded to nations without such mandates, including Norway, Spain, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Recent developments in the United States signal an impending integration of In-Ovo sexing technology into the American egg industry by 2025, led by companies like Egg Innovations. Lingering issues, the egg production continued. While In-Ovo sexing eliminates the need to cull male chicks, it does not address the broader ethical issues associated with egg production and farming. To understand the full extent of cruelty in the egg industry, we need to look at the entire egg production process. Rearing and exploitation of female chicks. The female chicks undergo debeaking and vaccinations before being moved to rearing facilities where they remain until they reach egg-laying maturity. Debeaking, a painful procedure performed without anesthesia, is intended to prevent the hens from injuring each other in their cramped living conditions. Once mature, these hens are transferred to laying facilities where they spend their lives in confinement, often in battery cages that restrict their movement and cause immense physical and psychological stress. The life of egg-laying hens. Hens in the egg production industry are subjected to relentless exploitation. Genetically modified to lay an unnatural number of eggs, they suffer from various health issues, including ovarian cancer, osteoporosis, and reproductive problems. The industry's practice of forced molting, inducing hens to lay more eggs through starvation and manipulation of lighting conditions, further adds to their suffering. Even in free-range systems, hens endure overcrowding and inadequate living conditions, which lead to ongoing physical and emotional trauma. The end of the cycle, slaughter. After approximately 18 months, when their egg production declines, hens are deemed spent and are removed from the cages. They are crammed into transport crates and taken to slaughterhouses. The slaughter process is brutal, often involving live shackling, stunning, and throat slitting. This final act of cruelty ends a life characterized by relentless suffering and exploitation. Although the elimination of male chick culling might seem like a positive change, it merely scratches the surface of a much deeper ethical quagmire within the egg industry. To truly address the moral issues, we must look beyond technological fixes and confront the broader system of exploitation and suffering. Ethical concerns with In-Ovo sexing. In-Ovo sexing, a technology designed to identify the sex of embryos before they hatch, addresses the immediate cruelty of killing male chicks. However, it does not resolve the fundamental ethical issues inherent in the egg industry. This technology still involves the manipulation and destruction of embryos, treating animals as mere commodities. The primary ethical issues with In-Ovo sexing lie in its perpetration of the larger system of exploitation and cruelty. While In-Ovo sexing eliminates the visible cruelty of killing live male chicks, it fails to recognize the intrinsic value of animal lives. The destruction of male embryos, although less visibly cruel, still represents a disregard for the lives of these animals. By focusing on a technological fix, the industry avoids addressing the deeper ethical problems of using animals for human purposes. Conclusion. While advancements like In-Ovo sexing attempt to address some ethical concerns in the egg industry, sensationalized headlines such as "the cutting-edge technology trying to save millions of male chicks from being gassed" and "a simple new technique could make your eggs more humane" by major media outlets like the New York Times and Fast Company are misleading. Eliminating male chick culling doesn't make the egg industry and the consumption of eggs humane or ethical. Technological advancements like In-Ovo sexing address only the surface-level cruelties, leaving the core issue of animal exploitation untouched. True progress lies in moving away from using animals for food altogether. Recognizing the immorality of killing baby chicks should also lead us to recognize the immorality of exploiting and killing millions of hens. Every stage of egg production inflicts suffering and denies chickens a life of dignity and freedom. By choosing not to consume eggs, you take a stand against the systemic cruelty and exploitation in the egg industry. Your choices can help create a kinder world for animals, one where they are not viewed as commodities, but as beings deserving of respect and compassion. Please leave eggs off your plate. You just listened to In-Ovo Sexing Does Not Make the Egg Industry Humane or Ethical, from Juliane Priesemeister at eggtruth.com, posted at all-creatures.org. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson. And the cruelty inherent in the egg industry is just heartbreaking. Both the egg and the dairy industries, people think nobody's getting hurt because I'm consuming these products. But oh my goodness, yes, they are. They all are. They not only get slaughtered for their flesh, just like the meat animals do, but they suffer for longer because they're not fortunate enough to be killed at 6 weeks old or 6 months old like some of the other animals used for their flesh, because they have to be exploited first for their bodily secretions so humans can consume those and then send them to slaughter. I've mentioned this before, but I've done some vigils for chickens on their way to slaughter, and some of them are obviously egg-laying hens. They're all almost bare, featherless because of the forced molting. Many of them are dead on these slaughter trucks already. I have one photo that I'll put in the show notes from one of the vigils I attended where this poor girl was not even safely put in her crate. She was actually caught between two of them on this transport truck, and she was prolapsed. Her insides were literally pushed out of her because she was forced to lay so many eggs, something like 25 times more per year. That would be like a human ovulating twice a day rather than once a month. That would wreck our bodies too. It just wrecks their bodies. There is no way eating eggs can be humane. Even backyard eggs, even without the forced molting and horrible conditions, these girls are bred to lay way too many eggs. It is not healthy for them. It literally kills them early, way earlier than they would normally die if they weren't mutated by our breeding of them. But when their production wanes, at least in the farming industry, they're sent to slaughter anyway because they're of no use. So I wonder with backyard farmers, when the girls stop producing as many eggs as they're used to, are they considered companion animals then? Are they given veterinary care? Are they taken care of and fed for the rest of their lives? Or are they killed for their flesh too? Anyway, it just drives me nuts. How can we be so cruel? Why can't we just leave others alone to enjoy their own lives? Or for those who believe humans are the superior species, why can't we protect those who are less than we are, or those who are innocent and defenseless? We should protect those who need protecting from others. A decent person would protect a young child who needs protecting from another human. They'd protect a kitten or a puppy who needed protecting from somebody. We should protect all of the innocents who need protecting from us. Sorry for the rant. Anyway, please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.